Hello and welcome to the Bare Knuckle Casual. It's Friday, and like every other Friday, we talk about bare knuckle, specifically BKFC, because that is the best bare knuckle promotion. Simple as that, okay? But now I made a few notes for this video just to keep myself on track, because sometimes I have a lot. I have a plan in my head of what to say, and sometimes the video is finished and I forget to say stuff I meant to say. So I made a few notes here for this one. So before I go any further, okay, I would like to thank anyone who has commented, liked, or shared my stuff. Really, really, really appreciate it. Now I keep forgetting to say this, and most of my videos, you know, it does mean the world to me. Trust me, it does, and it keeps me kind of motivated. Plus the fighters who get back to me, I really appreciate your interaction. I genuinely do. Okay, and I'd really appreciate the fact that you allow me to make content for you. Okay, and I really hope it's beneficial. Okay, and I do enjoy having the crack, and it's you know, it's the way we're going forward from now on. Is that this idea of getting in touch with fighters and having them out, making a bit of content for them. This is the way we're going at the moment, alright? But we have a surprise later on in this video of something we're going to start doing, okay, in the future, right? So I'll tell you that in a minute, okay? So like every other week, I like to show you my content creation journey, okay? I like to show you the stuff I'm making. And let you know who I'm getting in touch with and stuff like that in terms of the fighters and that kind of thing. I show what videos I made, and I let you know which videos popped and which videos flopped. Because at the end of the day, we have to be our own best critic at times. Okay, so we look at events announced in the UK, and then there might be a surprise in that for us on that one. And then we're going to go to the Blood for Blood event, and then we're going to discuss the lot of news that's coming out of UK in terms of like the Mick Terrell and so on. That we just do a quick overview of like that. Okay, do a quick run through of the shake up within the UK. Okay, we're going to obviously the UK is starting to be. Looks like the BKFC is starting to be more dominant, trying to be more dominant within the UK market in terms of the combat sports, or definitely, obviously, bare knuckle, which is their own lane. So we're going to go through their statement on that, because I think it's something that needs to be kept in mind, because I think the statement itself shows that the BKFC intend to have American fighters fighting in England and English fighters fighting in America more often, okay? So, which would be a good thing to do. And it's something the fighters need to be aware of, you know what I mean? Okay? So, we're going to go through that. But, like we do every Friday, before we talk about the Blood for Blood, before we talk about the videos that popped and the videos that flopped, and before we give a wee announcement for what's coming up for the Bare Knuckle Casual, it's going to give a wee announcement on something new that we're going to do around here. Okay, so bear with us. And before we do any of that, what do we do here? Well, I was a bit cheeky while I was getting ready to do this. I had one of these forged stouts already, but I'm going to fill this up, and we're going to see if we can split the F as usual on a Friday. So we pop this, right, dump this in, nice. So we have it already topped up here now. Just give it a wee top it up now. Okay. So we're going to try and split the F. So in case you haven't seen this before, what we try and do here, we try and get that white line in the middle There's two lines there on the F. I like to get the white line in between them two lines. Alright, okay. So let's see how we get on. Alright, so I'm going to go to 5 go-ups this time. I think you'll be able to see, if I put this close, like that, I'll leave it there, you'll be able to, I'll put it sitting there and you'll be able to see when I got it or not. Alright, so let's go. Happy Friday, happy Forged Stout, happy Bare Knuckle Casual. Cheers. Oh, no, definitely didn't get it this time. But we will get it. Trust me. We're just going to have to keep trying, aren't we? Alright, so I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to, well, have a few of these. We talk about Bare Knuckle. Alright? Thanks very much for watching this part of the video. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so on to Blood for Blood. Let's get into the main event of the week. BKFC Blood for Blood, Wednesday night in Daytona Beach at the Ocean Centre. What a show. This one had a proper unique twist. Fights mixed in with live performances from Slaughter to Prevail, who had Alex the Terrible himself on stage earlier, and Black Label Society. The whole card delivered. Absolute chaos. Every single fight ended in stoppage. Proper bare knuckle violence. Heavyweight newcomer Sergey Krakos demolished Brock Walker with a first round KO in just 1 minute 6 seconds on his first BKFC debut. Taylor Starling put on a clinic and stopped Sidney Smith by TKO in the second round in the women's flyweight. Unfortunately for Sidney Smith, she only had a week to prepare for this fight, so fair play to her for taking it in the first place. Brutal Jake Bostwick dropped Roderick Stewart with a nasty KO in round 2, and the main round 2. And I'd like to see Jake winning that one, in fairness to him. Maybe we might get to see him fighting in the UK at some time. And the main event, Absolute War. Cameron the Bull Delano upset the hell out of Alex the Terrible. Delano dropped him multiple times across 3 rounds and finished it with a huge right hand TKO at 29 seconds of the 3rd round. Alex came to fight, even scored a knockdown himself. But the Bull Rider from PBR just kept coming. Fair play to both. That was entertainment. Blood for Blood was short but absolutely stacked with finishes. So this event was been trying to get an event like this done for the last 15 years apparently. Fights within rock concerts and so on that. But now we have it. So this could be a yearly event. So thanks so much for this part of the video. We move on to the next bit. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on this announcement that was made, say, about 6 days ago, right, by David Feldman. Okay, and I think it's very important to read through this because it probably makes could mean a lot for people, fighters from the BKFC that are in the UK and in the USA. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to read through this, okay? So the BKFC president, David Feldman, made it clear he wanted a deeper integration in the UK, building BKFC into one solid global entity. So obviously it's going to be tried to make it like the UFC, in terms of the UFC is the one main promotion for MMA fighting and so on that, okay? So I think the BKFC are looking to model that, alright? More American fighters crossing the Atlantic, more UK talent getting their shot under the bright lights in the United States. and a system that actually connects both sides instead of running separate lanes. So obviously, going by that, UK fighters are going to get the opportunity to fight in America, and American fighters are going to get the opportunity to fight in England, which would be good for lads that like to travel and try see different things, okay? Now we're starting to see what that really looks like behind the scenes. Behind closed doors, the BKFC setup has changed as the promotion moves into a full restructure of its UK operation, from staff changes, talent, scouting, and matchmaking. It's all getting reworked. Stepping into a key role is Stephen Wiggins. Now, I don't know who that is, but I can look into it at some stage. Now appointed as UK matchmaker. So, Andrew Bakewell has stepped aside from his role as matchmaker. So, best of luck to him on his newest venture. But he's not. But it says here, but he was not working alone. This is a wider network. He'll be operating alongside a full team of scouts across the UK and Europe, including Marcella and her established European team, who are already well connected when it comes to sourcing talent across the continent. That tells you everything about the direction BKFC are heading. A system designed to identify talent early, move fighters properly, and create real international matchups. That actually means something. UK fighters aren't just being kept local, they're being lined up for global exposure. And at the same time, seasoned American names will be brought over to test the depths on this side. It raises the levels across the board. For the fighters, this could be massive, real opportunity, bigger platforms, proper pathways, if they're good enough for the UK scene. It means more competition, more pressure, and no easy nights. And for the fans, this is where it gets interesting, because if this is done right, you're not just getting local cards anymore, you're getting clashes of styles, reputations, and countries. Make no mistake, the BKFC planting its flag properly in the UK, not dipping a toe in, taking control. Now the real question is who thrives under it and who gets left behind. So whoever Josh Clare is, BKN UK. That's pretty much it. Just wanted to highlight this because I think some American fighters should keep this in mind. The BKFC are looking for American fighters to fight in the UK, and so if there's American fighters out there that are looking to fight in the UK, then they should really get in touch with these matchmakers that are in the UK, and obviously David Feldman and so on like that. Let them know they're interested. So that's that. Okay, so this was released there about 4 days ago. So this is the events that's going to be held in the UK. Now, I wasn't really following the BKFC that much last year, but I really don't think they had this many events in the UK last year. Now, obviously, I know Glasgow's in Scotland, but in this context, we just include them into the mix in terms of these are the events people on this side of the pond have the ability to go to easily. Okay, so like Glasgow, Manchester, Birmingham, Bolton, tryouts. So obviously the tryouts at Bolton are going to be first, and then they're going to be people out of that to compete in these events that are on in Glasgow, Newcastle. The two events are on Newcastle. So the the announcement we were going to make was that the Bare Knuckle Casual is going to try and assemble a bit of a team of an Avengers, and we're going to head to Newcastle in August and try to do a bit of a vlog and try and see if we can catch up with any fighters over there and see if we do proper face-to-face interviews with them, which would be class, right? So that's our announcement there, and if it goes well, so August, we go to Newcastle in August, and Try to see what might get media passes. I'm not too sure if we would or not, but at least we got to know where the fighters are. We might be able to get an interview with them. And if it went well, we can go to Manchester in September, back to Newcastle in October, and then, yes, we'll even out May for now, but not going to go. We're not going to be able to make that one. But definitely August, Newcastle, that's going to be us kicking off in terms of going to these events and trying to get in touch with people. Do a few live streams, maybe for our Instagram page, something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Let me know in the comments if you'd like us to do that or would like that, okay? To have live streams from inside an event or maybe interviews with fighters and so on like that, all right? Mick Terrell, former BKFC World Heavyweight Champion and current BKFC UK Heavyweight Champion. Signed Mick Terrell to a multi-fight deal. Mick is going back to where his bare knuckle legacy began. BKB CEO David Terrell called it a massive move. This knockout artist, proven champ and a real heavyweight. Big stable for BKB and a huge get for them. Mick's been out heating up and building his BKFC gym, but he's back in the mix now. Well, he's wants to be keeping an eye on how this goes for Mick, but in terms of this channel, we focus on BKFC more than anything else because it's easy just to focus on one thing. So, next, Danny the Bastard Christie confirmed his commitment to stay with the BKFC. As he says, there was rumours flying about big money from elsewhere. And even retirement talk. But after sitting down with BKFC President David Feldman, Danny made it clear he's loyal. BKFC is where his heart is, and it's the biggest and best. He's got news coming. He's fighting on the upcoming BKFC Italy card, eventually hanging up the gloves. BKFC already have a role lined up for him inside the company. Legend, the bastard says. Okay, so also on the local scene, we have Mike Henderson. Which a fighter I am really fond of now, I have to say. I think he's going to go far. But he's taking up Joe Lister on a late notice fight under the Guerrilla Promotions. Okay, so just like to say best of luck to him in that fight. He's stepping in on late notice to fight Joe Lister on Guerrilla Promotions. That one is going down soon. And it's got proper UK bare knuckle energy written all over it. Could be a tear up. Keep an eye out on that. Now I think Guerrilla Promotions is glove boxing, but anyway, he's fighting now tomorrow. So best of luck to Mikey for that one. So anyway, I'd just like to touch on this. But Danny Christie, okay, so obviously the BKB, from someone that's looking at this from the outside, the BKB promotion has always been trying to poach a lot of fighters from the BKFC. Obviously, they got Mick Terrell there a few days ago. Fair play to Mick, because he's obviously felt it was the right opportunity for him. So, just said here that Danny Christie here said he's going to stay committed to the BKFC, which happy days. Like to hear that, because I really gotten on catching on to Danny Christie. He's a really inspiring character. I really like him, but I've only really come across him the last couple of weeks now. I was aware of him earlier on, all right, but never really paid much attention to him. As in, like, I'm only new fan to BKFC, and definitely Danny Christie is one of them guys. It would be great to see him around for a long time. It says here that he So before I finish up this part of the video, I'd just like to say fair play to Andrew Bakewell. Andrew Bakewell, he's been the mastermind behind the UK scene for the BKFC for, as far as I'm aware, anyway. And fair play to him. And he was always someone that was easy, approachable via Instagram. Now, obviously, my Instagram page is only open about 2 or 3 months at this stage, but I think Andrew Bakewell followed me early on, and I'd like to thank him for that. I think he did anyway. And but yeah, so a crucial man behind the scenes for BKFC within the UK, and has obviously brought it to where it is now. You know, so gotta give him credit and respect for that. Okay, so that's that. That's the UK news. So obviously UK is ramping up, and the Bare Knuckle Casual are going to try and get a team together, and we're going to try and definitely go to that first event in Newcastle in August. And if it goes well, we might branch out to a few other events. Okay, so that's it for this week on the Bare Knuckle Casual. Blood for Blood delivered massive. Signings and loyalty is growing in terms of the UK, okay? If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment, please. Let me know what I'm doing right and let me know what I'm doing wrong, please. And I will do my best to change things up. Who do you want? So, Mike Perry is fighting now next week, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. All right. Mikey Henderson fighting tomorrow on the Gorilla promotion, so I really hope he does well. And fair play to him for taking that fight on a week's notice. So fair play to Mick. I hope you do really well. So thanks again for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you next Friday on the Bare Knuckle Casual. Out. And before I go, just to remind everyone that the Bare Knuckle Casual will be getting ready to head over to the next Newcastle card. Okay, we're going to get someone with maybe the camera, someone with a microphone or something like that, to get a bit of a team together. We're going to head over and we're going to start interviewing people and have a bit of crack. Okay, so look forward to that. Okay, so that's us out this time. Bare Knuckle Casual out.